And we're here a little bit earlier than normal, but we're here on a Thursday before the Super Bowl. We got what, 3 more days until the Super Bowl Sunday. So, and we're here doing some rookie mock drafts. Hopefully, we can get some of you to join us live for these mock drafts. If you're watching on replay, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you know when we go live, and that way you can join us for future rookie mock drafts that we hope to we will be doing every week until, I don't know, June. I think most people get their mock drafts done usually by June, by mid-June, end of June. So, but we are doing a rookie mock draft today. We will get that started. By the way, if you are watching this on replay, I'll leave a timestamp in the I think in the comments, and I'll pin it, and so you know when the mock draft starts. So it might not start for 10-15 minutes, so you'll get the exact time in there. You'll get the exact time in there if you are interested in just skipping to the mock draft. So setting it up now, but yeah, Sunday before the Super Bowl, and then we're kind of, once the Super Bowl happens, we're like full on Dynasty Rookie Draft season. So it's all about the Dynasty Rookie Draft season from this point on. Basically, once the Super Bowl is over, we have about a month or so until free agency gets started, maybe closer to 5 weeks, and then we'll have good, interesting stuff happening for about 2 weeks during free agency, and then we have, I don't know, another month and a half until the draft comes, and then it's the dead period from end of draft, end of rookie OTAs or mini camps until training camp starts. So it's kind of that dead season up until there. So, but yeah, if you're interested in joining that mock draft, the link is in the chat already. I'll post it again. We are using landing spots as well for this Dynasty Rookie Mock Draft. So we're playing in the world of this is how the draft would play out. And this is also going to be a 12-team super flex PPR start 10. No tight end premium. We're not going to do a tight end premium for this one. Maybe if we have enough people in here, we can do multiple. So we probably won't get it filled up. It's a little bit earlier in the day, so we're probably going to have a little bit less people joining us. But we are playing with landing spots, and I see we already have a couple people in there, which is good. I'm going to leave the link here to the mock draft that we're playing in this world of, and I'm going to also share with you because I kind of put it on a spreadsheet here. What's up, Garlic Bread, John? How's it going? I call you Garlic Bread. I know your name is John, but it's just out of habit there. But yeah, we are playing in this world here of if the mock draft were to play out, or if the NFL draft were to play out this way, this is the world we are living in. We have Cam Ward to the Titans, Travis Hunter to the Browns, Shador Sanders to the Giants. That's the 1, 2, 3 there. Ted McMillan to the Panthers. So Ted McMillan to the Panthers, Ashton Genty to the Cowboys, Tyler Warren to the Colts, Luther Burden to the Broncos, Emeka Abuka, 21st overall to the Steelers. Colson Loveland links back up with Harbaugh, and he is going to the Chargers. Matthew Golden is a first-round pick in this mock draft, going 29th to the Commanders. We have Jackson Dart is the first pick of the second round to the Browns. Will Howard and Jalen Milroe. We have 3 straight quarterbacks going early second round. Jackson Dart, Will Howard, and Jalen Milroe. Trey Harris going to the Cardinals. Harold Fannin Jr. to the Bengals. Quinshawn Judkins to the Chargers. Alec Iomanner to the Texans. Omarion Hampton to the Commanders. Caleb Johnson, the last pick of the second round, to the Chiefs. Xavier Restrepo, first pick of the third round, to the Giants. Travion Henderson to the Browns. Dylan Sampson to the Raiders. Jalen Royals to the Raiders. I guess the Raiders have 2 early or mid third round picks there. Isaiah Bond going to the Cowboys. Mason Taylor to the Seahawks. Savion Williams to the Jags. LaQuint Allen to the Texans. Quinn Ewers, I almost said Ewers. Quinn Ewers to the Rams in the 3rd round. Jaden Higgins to the Jets. RJ Harvey. I think this is one of the first drafts that I've seen RJ Harvey in a three-round draft, which is cool to see because I love RJ Harvey. RJ Harvey to the Vikings. Tez Johnson to the Dolphins. And Gunnar Helm to the Rams. So that's the landing spots. I left a link right here in the chat if you want to follow along, if you guys are drafting with us. And we're going to give it just a few more minutes here. We already got some spots filled up. We're going to see if anyone else wants to join us. Anyone else wants to join us here? We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots open. So we'll see if we can fill them up. Again, it is a little bit earlier in the day, but if you do want to join this rookie mock draft right here, just click that link right here, a little bit up further in the chat, and we will get going here. And you guys don't have to follow. You don't have to follow the mock draft if you don't want to. You can kind of go with your guys. I'm going to kind of stick to the mock draft as much as possible. I think there's 32 players taken in that 3-round mock. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let me put it on. I realized I sent you the one where I keep all of them. So I'm going to copy and paste it so that you have it, just that draft that we're using and not all of them that I left last time. So, let me do that here for you guys. If you're not in the Discord, I'll leave the link to the Discord here in just a second. You can join, but I'm going to leave that Excel sheet, in the Discord there. Let's go mock draft 2/6/25, February 6th, 2025. Already February, man. Where's the time go? Where does the time go? If you guys are in our Discord, I'm leaving the Excel sheet that I just showed you with all the players listed in the live streams channel. So you should be able to download that. But we still have some spots open if anyone wants to join. We'll give it just a few more minutes. Yeah, no worries, John. We'll give it a few more minutes here, and then we'll get started up. But if you want to join us, there we go. We got the 2 spot filled up. We still got 4 spots open. So again, link to join is right here. A little bit further up, I'll post it again. I will post it again. And once again, we are playing with landing spots. We are playing with landing spots. Make sure to hit the like, guys, on this video. If you're watching, hit the like button. It gets more eyes on the video. And of course, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Once again, we are playing with landing spots. This is a Dynasty Rookie Mock Draft, a 12-team Superflex PPR, no tight end premium, start 10, a pretty standard league. If you guys are interested, if you guys want me to do other styles, like points per carry or any other interesting settings you have, let me know, and I will definitely do some more of those recorded and live videos. But we're going to give it just a couple more minutes before we get started. We are using landing spots. Once again, if you want to click the link, you can click the link here. This is from Pro Football Network. They released a 3-round mock draft. They released a 3-round mock draft. So we're playing with these landing spots here. But yeah, how's everyone doing today? Excited for the Super Bowl? Any Super Bowl plans? Super Bowl? What's on the menu for the Super Bowl? Let me know in the chat there. But we're gonna get this started. I'm just gonna double check, make sure I have the right picks here. Computer auto pick. I'll make the picks for the computer. Dynasty rookies only. Ooh, I need to make it linear. And 12 teams, roster settings. We'll do, we can go into 4 rounds. We'll see here. But we're just going to start this bad boy up. And here we go. And for the computer, I'll make the picks for the computer. I had a brain fart there. Ashton Genty, of course, goes number 1. That's kind of the consensus. Easy number 1 there. Is there anything that's going to make Ashton Genty not go number 1? Let me know in the chat if there's anything there that could cause you or lead you to not choose Ashton Genty as the number 1 pick. But it seems kind of inevitable there. So we have Ted McMillan going Number 2 overall, Ted McMillan goes to the Panthers. Omarion Hampton. I'm going to pause it when he gets to my pick. We have Omarion Hampton going there. 103. Omarion Hampton goes to the Commanders, 61st overall. Real quick, I'm just going to pause it here. So once again, Ashton Genty, who goes to the Cowboys in this mock draft. Ted McMillan going to the Panthers at 8th overall. Omarion Hampton is the 61st pick to the Commanders. I think that's a realistic people taking. I think he could go 102, honestly. If he goes to the Commanders, people are going to be very excited. Very, very excited. Luther Burden at the 104. Luther Burden lands on the Broncos. So links up with Bo Nix. I think he pairs quite well with Cortland Sutton. And then we have Cam Ward, our first quarterback off the board here at the 105. I'm going to go with, there's 3 running backs here, and I'm curious how you guys would take these if it fell this way. Caleb Johnson. You know what? I'm going to make my pick, and then when those guys get picked, we'll listen here. Actually, I'm going to make the computer pick here. Caleb Johnson, and then I'm going to go Travion Henderson here. Where is Travion Henderson? Is Travion Henderson? Oh, I guess I took Travion Henderson. I meant to take Caleb, but that's fine. I'll take Caleb Johnson next, and then Benjamin will go. Yeah, we can do another one here. The roll. We can start up another one for sure. Not super hyped about the Super Bowl. And the roll, you can be ready. You can make picks 11 and 12 if you'd like. And then we see Colston Loveland go. So for this pick here, I'm going to go ahead and take Quinshon Judkins here for this pick. I'm going to go ahead and take Quinshon Judkins, who goes to the Chargers in the 2nd round. So again, we are playing with landing spots here. And Cheeseheads, I will get to that question here. Making your homemade wings, crockpot on medium, nice. And yeah, go ahead, the roll. Tell me your 2 players you take here at the 111 and 112. By the way, we are using landing spots here, according to this mock draft, if you want to check that out. But wings, that sounds delicious. 4 hours, bunch of garlic and wing sauce and broil for 6 minutes, 8 minutes on the other side. Sounds delicious. Austin Genty, he would have to go to just an awful spot. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, the roll. Make those picks for us. So just put in your 2 names on who you would take. Again, this is a 12-team Superflex non-tight end premium here. Non-tight end premium. And we have a Buka going. Nice. Interesting how this is playing out here. Awesome. Cheeseheads, you can take 7. You could take the 7 pick when it comes back around there. Ollie Gordon did not get taken in this mock draft. He did not get taken. Again, if you want to check it out, also in the Discord, I put it in the live stream. In the live stream channel, I put a Excel sheet mock draft. So if you want to check out the Excel sheet there. But yeah, let me know who you take there. Roll. Emeka Ibuka is an interesting one. He goes to the Steelers. I really like Emeka Ibuka. I think I actually have him over probably as my wide receiver 3 in this class. But, Steelers, not the greatest spot there. Not the greatest spot, but, it is what it is. I still think he's a good player. And I think they just said, we got Travis Hunter. I think they just said that they're not bringing back Russell Wilson. So we got Travis Hunter there. And then who would you take at the 112 there, the roll? Yeah, they said they're not bringing back Russell Wilson, which is interesting. That is an interesting one for sure. And so, yeah, looking at this first round, it's an interesting one. I'm curious, and you guys can let me know as we're waiting for the roll to make the pick at the 112. Travion Henderson, Caleb Johnson, Quinshon Judkins. They go, all go in the 2nd round. Caleb Johnson goes to the Chiefs, 64th overall. Travion Henderson to the Browns in the 3rd round. And then Quinshon Judkins to the Chargers in the second round. How would you order those guys if that's how the draft would play out? Yeah. How would you order that? Okay, I'll go ahead and take Ollie Gordon. No worries. And then we will kick this back up and get everyone else going in here. Resume. There we go. Yeah, how would you guys order those guys? Again, it's Quinshon Judkins, 55th overall to the Chargers. Caleb Johnson, 64th overall to the Chiefs, and then Travion Henderson, 67th overall. 67th overall. So I'm curious how we would order that. I think I would put them in order of, like, if they all have really good spots, and I think I would just go in the order of best player. And for me, by the way, Cheesehead, you're going to be the 207 here. We'll do a 3-rounder, and we can start up another one, and we can get you guys in here as well. Hopefully we can fill it out. We got Trey Harris, Tyler Warren. Kind of crazy to see Tyler Warren falling all the way to the 202. Shador Sanders to the 201 in a super flex is pretty insane, in my opinion. Yeah, man. I'm really starting to like this draft class. Like, there's just really good value all the way into the early to mid second round, in my opinion, especially if you play in like a tight end premium. JT Hampton, Henderson, Judkins, Caleb. Yeah, I'd probably, if it fell this way, I'd probably go JT Hampton, Caleb, Henderson, Judkins. I think Caleb is still my number one guy there. And skin him if you're there. You are 5 seconds on the clock here for me, or you're gonna be auto picked. And we got an auto pick here, and it is. Is it not going to be? Is it not going to auto pick here? Well, that's kind of weird. I'm going to go ahead and take Matthew Golden here. He goes 29th overall to the Commanders. I think that's really good landing spot for him. Yeah, no worries. No worries, Levi. We're going to start up a next one. You could have also let me know who you picked, but yeah, it was kind of being weird there. I don't know what it was doing. I'm going to go Matthew Golden. He goes 29th overall. I'm super high on Matthew Golden. I like him a lot. Like, I think he's behind Emeka Egbuka for me, but if it played out this way, Golden going to the Commanders 29th overall versus Egbuka going to the Steelers 21st, I think I might lean I think I might lean Matthew Golden there. And then we have Jalen Milroe go. So we got 2 back-to-back quarterbacks there, which in a super flex league, man, you got to be excited that you're getting those guys. I'm actually going to take a quarterback here. I don't believe in this player, but I do think if he's getting hype, and if he does get drafted early second round, people are going to take him a lot earlier. It's Jackson Dart. I'm not a believer in him, but I try to make these mock drafts a little bit. And Cheeseheads, if you're still there, let us know who you want at the 107. We'll give you about 30 seconds or so, and then we'll keep it going. But and guys, if you want to join the next mock draft, we can start getting that set up too. I'll set that up right now. And then after this one, which we will do 3 rounds of, we'll set you up for the next mock draft. And so I'm going to leave the link in here if you guys want to join the next mock draft. Start loading up on that one, and we can get that going right after this one. So, but yeah, Cheeseheads, if you're there, let me know. If not, I'm going to make the pick once this gets down to about 20 seconds here. And so, yeah, let me know, guys, if you want to join the next mock draft. We already have people joining, which is awesome. But yeah, I think Jackson Dart, although I'm not a believer in him, I like to make these mock drafts a little bit more realistic on, like, I don't want to just show you this is what I would do every single time. I want to kind of play out like how I think the draft is going to go. So I do think that Fields, there's a good chance Fields is the guy. I'm going to go ahead and make this pick here. I'm going to go Dylan Sampson. I'm a big Dylan Sampson fan, and he gets a good landing spot here. He goes early 3rd round to the Raiders, right after Travion Henderson. So that's an awesome pick there for sure. It's an awesome pick there. And then we have Isaiah Bond go, who in this draft goes 76th to the Cowboys, 76th to the Cowboys. So that's awesome to see. And then I'll go ahead and make this pick. And then the roll, you can make 11 and 12 again. Jalen Milroe's gone. Travis Hunter's gone. What do you guys think if Will Howard, who in this mock draft gets drafted, he gets drafted early second round to the Raiders. Where do you think he goes in the Superflex League? I think he also gets drafted pretty high, to be honest. Just like people like to take those shots on quarterbacks. So if you're not going to be a first round pick, I need you to be an early to mid second round pick. And both those guys, Howard and Dart, were. They were. So Devin Neal goes. I like that pick there. I like the pick of Devin Neal. He doesn't get drafted in this mock, but I'm a big Devin Neal fan. The role, Jalen Royals to 11. I like Royals a lot. Big fan of Jalen Royals. He does get drafted in this mock. He goes to the Raiders, 73rd overall. So I like that. I like that for him. You know, potentially the wide receiver 1 there after the 2025 season. Really hoping you could take the 301, in your main dynasty league. Yeah. I mean, if he gets drafted this early, I think you might have to take him earlier, unfortunately. Who do you got at the 212 roll? And then Trevor Etienne, nice. I don't see him getting drafted very often. Trevor Etienne, is he in the? He's not in the database, unfortunately. Do you have another pick there, Roll? He's not in the database, and I don't have the fancy graphic to put him. I guess, yeah. I guess I can just. I'll just take a. If you want, I'll just take like a random player. And we'll say that's Trevor Etienne at the 212 if you're watching. We'll take Baylor Cup. Baylor Cup. I don't know who that is, but nice. She said, you're going to take Dylan Sampson. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength. We'll do one more round, and then we will do another mock draft. I've already sent the link to join it. So if you're watching, join up. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 spots there. So hop in there. Even if you were in this one, that's fine too. Hop in the other one. Because I'd like to get it full. I'd like to have a full 12-team rookie mock draft. That would be awesome to have. Xavier Restrepo goes. I like the pick. Restrepo was the 65th overall pick to the Giants. RJ Harvey, I'm jealous. He goes to the Vikings, 97th. I'm a big RJ Harvey fan, and he goes to the Vikings. Like, man, that's a steal, in my opinion. Harold Fannin going to the Bengals, by the way, in the second round. Dylan Gabriel, Cam Scatterbu. Dang, you guys are taking my guys. Man, I really wanted Harvey. Really, really wanted Harvey. I'll go Alec Iomanner. I just think he has a lot of potential to be the top guy, like a complete receiver. Now he goes to the Texans, so he's not better than Nico Collins, but it's a favorable spot for sure. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take Savion Williams here. He's just so fun to watch. Savion Williams is just a beast to watch. He goes to the Jaguars, so I hope they use him like Cordero Patterson. We see Jordan James go here. I'll go ahead and take Tez Johnson, who he's a small guy, but in this mock draft, he does go to the Dolphins, which is interesting to see here. And then the roll, you can tell us for 11 and 12 here at the 311, 3 at 12. And then we're going to start back up in the next mock draft here. Tez Johnson. We'll do it. What do you guys want to do? Tight end premium for this next one? We do tight end premium. I think we can do that. I think we can do tight end premium there. And we'll go 4 rounds in the next one, potentially. We got 3 more spots in the next one, guys. So if you want to join, yeah, I'll answer that after this one here. Cheeseheads. Deion Burks. Is he in the database? Is he in the database? They still have some guys. Oh, yeah, he is. Awesome. Why do they not have ETN? Why don't they have ETN in there? Looks like Rip Lips timed out here, so I'll go ahead and take Jaden Higgins here. We got Deion Burks at the 311. And then at the 312, let us know here. Yeah, I'll answer that in just a second here, Cheeseheads, as we transition to the next Dynasty rookie. Are you Cheeseheads, are you in the next rookie mock draft? Because there's only one spot left. Only one spot left. And we got Quinn Ewers here at the 312, who, by the way, goes to the Ram. Was it the Rams? I believe it's the Rams that he gets drafted to, which is interesting, right? If you're a third round quarterback, you have to fall into a favorable spot here. So we're gonna end this draft. We're gonna transition over to the next one, where we only have one spot left. It's the 101, guys. It's the 101, and I'm gonna set this one up. This is going to be, I'm gonna put it in the chat here, a 12-team Superflex, PPR, 1-point tight end premium mock draft. We are using landing spots, a 3-round mock draft here, a 3-round mock draft. Yeah, no worries, Riplips. I saw that you got a little stuck. We are using a 3-round mock draft from Pro Football Network that they just released as for landing spots here. Let me make sure I got all this right. I'm going to give you guys a minute and a half so you have time to look at that that mock draft. I'm going to go through it here in just a second. We got rookies only. We got 12-team, minute and a half, no auto picks, rookies only. And real quick, let me show you guys the landing spots here. Again, if you want to see them, click on that right there. Let me show you the landing spots before we get started here. We do have a full draft, which is awesome to see. We have Cam Ward to the Titans, Travis Hunter to the Browns, Shedeur Sanders to the Giants, Ted McMillan to the Panthers, Ashton Jeanty to the Cowboys, Tyler Warren to the Colts, Luther Burden to the Broncos, Emeka Egbuka to the Steelers, Colston Loveland to the Chargers, Matthew Golden to the Commanders, Jackson Dart to the Browns, Will Howard to the Raiders, and Jalen Milroe to the Saints. So that's 3 straight quarterbacks there in the early second round. Trey Harris to the Cardinals, Harold Fannin Jr. to the Bengals, Quinshawn Judkins to the Chargers, Alec Iomanner to the Texans, Omarion Hampton to the Commanders, Caleb Johnson to the Chiefs. It's the last pick of the second round. Restrepo to the Giants, Travion Henderson to the Browns, Dylan Sampson to the Raiders, Jalen Royals to the Raiders, Isaiah Bond to the Cowboys, Mason Taylor to the Seahawks, Savion Williams to the Jags, LaQuint Allen to the Texans, Quinn Ewers to the Rams, Jaden Higgins to the Jets, RJ Harvey to the Vikes, Tej Johnson to the Dolphins, and Gunnar Helm to the Rams. Of course, you don't have to necessarily follow that. And Cheeseheads, we're going to start the draft up right now, and then you can make the pick. But you don't have to follow that. You can take it whoever you like. If there's guys on there that didn't get drafted, that is fine. And we're going to fire this one up here. Let me just double check, make sure I got it. Linear, good. All right, we're going to fire this up, minute and a half. Let's go, and let's get started here. So you can make your pick if Jeanty is who you want there, Cheeseheads. And we got Jeanty number 1 overall, which, again, is the consensus number 1. We got Luther Burden. The 102. Again, Luther Burden goes to the Broncos, 20th overall. So I like the pick there. I'm going to go ahead and take Omarion Hampton. Omarion Hampton is my RB2 as of now. He would be my 102 in this draft pick because he goes to the Commanders at the end of the second round. And I think people are going to be all over that if someone who goes there. By the way, guys, if you're watching and you haven't hit the like button on this video, hit the like button for us. It helps us, for replay when people are watching. And of course, and again, this is a tight end premium, by the way, guys, 1-point tight end premium. Don't forget that. And hit the subscribe button. If you guys aren't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We do these. We're going to be doing these multiple times a week until June. So, if you want to get in these, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Also join our Discord. And you'll know when we go live in there as well. So we got Cam Ward, Quinshawn Judkins. Again, Cam Ward was the 101 in this mock draft going to the Titans. We got Tyler Warren in a 1-point tight end premium Going to the Colts, 14th. And I think a lot of people are going to I don't like that landing spot. Well, we didn't like Brock Bowers to the Raiders, right? And look what that turned into. Travion Henderson there at the 108. I think it's a great pick. Travion Henderson goes to the Chiefs. Do you think he just instantly replaces Pacheco year one, or do you think it's more of a little bit of a split and then all Travion Henderson maybe, in 2026? Emeka Ibuka at the 109. And again, Emeka Ibuka goes to the Steelers. So we got Cam Ward off the board, Luther Burden off the board, Travion Henderson off the board, Quinshon Judkins, who went to the Chargers. I'm going to pause it after the 112 here just to talk a little bit. So let me know, guys. Again, this is a Superflex tight end premium. What's your favorite pick of the first round in terms of value? Obviously, JNT's our favorite pick, but in terms of value, who's your favorite pick? We got, and again, we are playing with some landing spots here. Who is your favorite pick? Caleb Johnson going to the Chiefs. I think I said Travion Henderson. Caleb Johnson's going to the Chiefs. Travion Henderson's going to the Browns. What's your guys' favorite pick? Tet at 4. Yeah. Tet is going to the Panthers, 8th overall pick. Caleb Johnson, Joseph says, yeah, I like Caleb Johnson at the 110. And by the way, Cheeseheads, I will answer that question you had about Marvin Harrison Jr. We got another one for Tet. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see it. I like the Caleb Johnson pick too, I think. Going to the Chiefs, I think that's an interesting one for sure. Another Tet. Yeah. And again, it is tight end premium. It's a 1-point tight end premium. So Tyler Warren, do we like the Colts landing spot? Are we out on Tyler Warren? I like my Loveland pick. Yeah, I like the Loveland pick too. I mean, it's a tight end premium. He's going to the Chargers. Is that big spot. Ollie Gordon getting 3rd round draft capital. I'm calling it. I could see it. Let's resume this bad boy back up. What do we think of the Tyler Warren to the Colts? Does that are we dropping him down a couple of spots? What if he, I don't know, what if he goes to the Chargers or the Cowboys or something? Does he go higher than this? I'm a big Tyler Warren fan. I think he's just going to be good no matter what, in my opinion. I do think he's just going to be good no matter what. Johnson was a good value pick. Yeah, I agree, Brandon. I think Johnson was a good value pick there. We got Matthew Golden, who I'm a huge fan of, man. I love Matthew Golden. He gets 29th overall, so 1st round draft capital to the Commanders. I think that's pretty intriguing there. I will say, he's easily the 2 alongside Terry McLaurin. Yeah, it could be a great safety valve for A-Rich for sure. But I mean, Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, and was it Desmond Ritter put up Brock Bowers tight end 1 season. So I'm not super worried about that, although those guys are probably better passers. Ibuka, good value, Ted at 4. Yeah, Ibuka was good value. I agree. I'm on the clock here. Matthew Golden went. Emeka Ibuka went. Tyler Warren went. I'm going to have to go with, I know people are down on these quarterbacks, but you're telling me a quarterback who's going 103 to the Giants, by the way, which to me personally, of all those teams in the top 5 that need a quarterback, the Giants landing spot is the best one in my opinion. To me, it's the best one. It's you got Malik Neighbors, you got Tyrone Tracy, you got maybe Theo Johnson back, you got Wan'Dale Robinson, you got Dayball, who I think is still a good coach for quarterback. So I'm going to go ahead and take Shedeur Sanders. Again, it's a super flex league. I think there's good value there. I think Warren goes to Denver, what I drafted him. Yeah, that's fine. I like the Denver spot for sure. There's a lot of spots for Warren. I saw mocks where he goes 7th overall to the Jets, which is interesting. So we got Cam Scattaboo going at the 204. He didn't get drafted here, but still, I like Scattaboo. I think he's kind of a you hate him or you love him type of guy. So I lean towards the I love him side. So We got Scadaboo going. Curious to see where he goes. Like, what if he goes to the Bears and pairs up with Ben Johnson? Ben Johnson's offense made Jamal Williams 1,000-yard, 20 touchdown, or was it 17 touchdown guy. Rip Lips gets Cam Ward and Jalen Milroe in back-to-back picks. I think that is pretty interesting there. Harold Fannin Jr. in a 1-point tight end premium. By the way, he goes to the Bengals, 49th overall. Travis Hunter gets drafted. Let me know, guys, and we're going to, let me know in the chat, where are you taking Travis Hunter? I always ask this question. Where are we taking Travis Hunter if we have no clue what he's going to play? Yeah, I mean, you can make that argument, but let's just say we don't have any idea where he's going to play. Should he be a fringe first-round pick? Should he be an early second-round pick? Like, where should he go, in your opinions? Because I think it's interesting. It's an interesting debate because, like, you're taking a risk, but, like, if you hit, I mean, you got potentially the best receiver. Like, and hit by hit, I mean, he plays as a full-time receiver. So we see Jaden Higgins go. Colston Loveland already went. Milroe already went. I'm just marking off on my board here. Travis Hunter went. Harold Fannin went. And again, we are, once again, we are using landing spots. I know I keep mentioning that, but just for the people that are joining in the middle of this, we're using landing spots from a 3-round mock draft here from Pro Football Network. So I think real contending team needs to draft him late first. Otherwise, grab him early second. So, yeah, I mean, the 207, that seems to be good value then if we're taking that logic, It's a tough one. I'm going to pause it after we go here. All right. Again, same question. Favorite pick from round 2. What is your favorite value pick from round 2? Matthew Golden, Trey Harris, who, by the way, I didn't mention. Trey Harris was drafted in this mock draft to the Cardinals, 47th overall. So I know there's a lot of people that love Trey Harris. I'm a little bit lower on him in general. Don't love that landing spot as well. I think he's probably the third target on that team behind McBride and Marvin Harrison. But what's our favorite picks here? Jaden Higgins went to the Jets, 92nd overall. Dylan Sampson is probably my favorite pick here. He goes to the Raiders, early 3rd round. And I think he's their day one guy, Dylan Sampson. So I think that's my favorite pick. Also, the Jackson Dart pick, I mean, just, no matter what you think about Jackson Dart, like, the guy's getting drafted with the first pick of the 2nd round to the Browns. Like, he's going to get an opportunity to start. Sanders at the 203 is a steal. Yeah. Travis Hunter. Yeah. People are liking the Hunter play. I heard, I think it was Daniel Jeremiah said, and I haven't heard people actually say this, like, that he thinks he's going to play full-time receiver and kind of like moonlighting as a cornerback. So I think everyone thinks either he's going to be one or the other, cornerback or wide receiver, or he's going to play defense full-time and moonlight on offense, in the red zone and stuff like that. I haven't heard people take the approach of actually he's going to be full-time offense and then have 10 to 15 snaps on, or whatever it is, on defense. I think that's an interesting take there, which we would love in the fantasy community for sure. We're going to kick this one back up here. Yeah, I mean, again, super flex, man, these quarterbacks, it's tough to not take shots on them in the 2nd round, because if you hit, man, they're just like hitting on a quarterback in a super flex league in the 2nd round is just gold, absolute gold. So I know people are not high on Sanders and stuff. I like Cam Ward more, but you just can't ignore the positional value there. The positional value. Oh, you took RJ Harvey, Brad. I'm a big RJ Harvey fan, and like he almost never gets drafted in these mock drafts. He almost never gets drafted on these mock drafts that I do, these 3-rounders. So it's nice to see him actually get drafted. I'm going to go ahead and take Jalen Royals here as we see Isaiah Bond go off the board. By the way, Isaiah Bond did get drafted 76th to the Cowboys. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jalen Royals. Jalen Royals, who I'm slowly but surely rising up on, goes to the Raiders, 73rd overall. Third down package. Third down package is what I heard on defense. Yeah, and that could make sense. It's just funny that like we either said like it's either going to be one or the other, or he kind of plays part-time on offense, right? Like that's kind of like our mindset. But like I like the idea of like, no, full-time on offense, and then third down packages on, in the slot or 3-4 wide receiver sets out wide. He's really good out wide. So I would assume they don't play him in the slot, but yeah, I like that idea, Brandon. That's pretty interesting to me. Yeah, Brad, I love that landing spot too. To the Vikings, who need a running back, by the way. They don't, they only signed Aaron Jones to a 1-year contract. So Jordan James, interesting. I haven't gotten around. I've only scouted like one game of his. What are your guys' thoughts on James? What are your overall thoughts there? Because I still don't have a strong opinion about him, if I'm being completely honest. I do love DJ Giddens, though. He didn't get drafted in this mock draft, but I do love me some DJ Giddens for sure. Love me some DJ Giddens. We got Ott. Didn't Ott go back to school there? Real quick. I'm just going to double check that. I thought Ott went. Am I thinking of someone else? For Jaden Ott. Yeah, he's not entering the 2025 draft. Yeah, Ott went back. Yeah. If just win, if you want to make another pick there, just because Ott actually didn't declare for the draft. So if you want to make another pick there, go right ahead. But yeah, Ott is going back to school, which is honestly probably better for him considering how deep this running back class is. I don't know where he would have been drafted there. So just win if you're there. Just win, baby. Go ahead and make a repick there. But yeah, DJ Giddens, I'm a big fan of. I hope he gets day 2 draft capital. I really do. I really do hope he gets day 2. We got Quinn Ewers going to the Rams. Again, like if I'm going to take a quarterback that's drafted in the 3rd round, it has to be to a team that knows how to develop quarterbacks. The Rams know how to develop quarterbacks. So I don't mind that pick of Quinn Ewers there. Xavier Restrepo at the 308. He went to the Giants, first pick of the 2nd round. I think that's interesting. I think Restrepo's probably limited on what he can do. But I like that pick of Restrepo. I think he's probably a slot guy, but I like the pairing there with Malik Neighbors. We got Yacht Possum on the clock there at the 309. We're getting a little bit deep now, right? Deep into the bag there. We still have some guys that didn't, that are still, that were drafted in this mock draft that haven't gone. These 2 guys did go, though. So I'm going to mark these guys off here. And again, it is a 1-point tight end premium. So keep that in mind as well. It is a 1-point tight end premium. As we're waiting on Yacht Possum's pick. But yeah, there's a couple guys here. I guess I can mention them after they didn't. I don't think I talked about Alec Iomanner going. Oh yeah, I did. He's going to the Texans. We got time up here. I'm going to go ahead and make this pick here. I'm going to grab Will Howard, who did get drafted. He was drafted early 2nd round. to the Raiders. So I think it's hard to pass up on a quarterback who gets drafted that early. I do think it's hard to pass up on them. We got Elijah Arroyo, who didn't get drafted in this mock draft, but I like the pick. A lot of people think he's the tight end 3 now in this draft class, or in that tier at the very least. So I like the pick there of Elijah Arroyo. Cam Scadaboo did go. Devin Neal did get drafted. Giddens also got drafted. Just marking off guys as we go. So we got Garlic Bread John. Savion Williams. Love it. I love it. I love it. Man, please. He goes to the Jags in this mock draft. Like, please, please, please use him like Cordero Patterson. Please. Don't use him as just like line up out wide type of receiver. Like, use him in the backfield. Use him in Wildcat. Just use him on screens. Like, get the ball in his hands. Don't be stupid and not use him properly. The guy is like one of the best athletes in this entire draft. He's not a very good route runner though. So like he has to go to the right team, in my opinion. He has to go to the right team. But yeah, we got the 312 on the board here, and we'll kind of we'll go through the 4th round kind of quickly here. We'll change it to 1 minute. But yeah, I love the Savion Williams pick there, John. I really like that pick. By the way, if you guys want your team reviewed, join our Discord. We do team reviews. And you want to join the next mock draft and stuff like that. Yeah, I know. I noticed that with LaQuint Allen that he's not there. I like the Savion Williams pick. But yeah, join our Discord if you're interested there, and we will review your team. People are always posting trade questions in there and things like that. We're going to put together some listener leagues here, probably starting in March. So if you want to get into some new dynasty leagues, that could be your place to go. The role, maybe you disappeared. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go ahead and pick for you here. I'm going to go ahead and take Tez Johnson, and we'll go through this 4th round. I'm going to change to 60 seconds here for this 4th round. So, but yeah, I'll go ahead and take Tez Johnson. So he countered. I accepted. I sent the 103 and a 2026 first. I got Marvin Harrison Jr. and a 27 first. Yeah. Yeah. No, he did not. He did not get drafted. Terry. I think one of the reasons in this are you talking about in the mock draft we're basing it off of, or in this mock draft? In our mock draft, he didn't get drafted, and I think a lot of it's because of the mock draft that we're using from Pro Football Network. He wasn't drafted. So I think that's why he kind of fell. I think Besh is going to be a top 50 pick, and he probably is easily a 2nd-round pick if that happens. But we're kind of playing in this world where he doesn't even, get drafted in this mock draft. So he's a 4th-round pick at best. But yeah, I don't mind that pick there. I don't mind that pick. Benjamin Ott went back to school. He's not declaring for the draft. So if you want to make another pick there, go ahead and do that. Yeah, LaQuint Allen's not in this, not here in this, in the database, unfortunately. Not in the database. Who am I going to take? Damian Martinez. I like it. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and grab. I'm going to go off the board here. I'm going to grab Rashard Smith. He impressed me as a pass catcher. He impressed me as a pass catcher. But yeah, I don't mind this pick. Yeah, I don't mind this pick. I like Marvin Harrison Jr. over the 103 personally, and so yeah, I think you did well there. Cheeseheads. You still have the 101, the 105, the 111. Yeah. Look into trading back from the 105. See if you can trade back from the 105 to the, 108, 109, 109. I mean, just looking at this draft, like, especially if you're playing a tight end premium, like, there's a lot of good players here. Like, Cam Ward could fall. Like, Quinshon Judkins could fall a little bit. Like, I think that's like, Caleb Johnson went at the 110. Like you're telling me, would I prefer Cam Ward or Caleb Johnson and another piece or a 2026 first or something like that? I think that's an interesting one for sure. Gunnar Helm looks like good value here. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I agree, Brad. I actually probably should have taken him, to be honest. I went a little bit off. I wanted to mention Brashard Smith and give him some love. But I definitely, like, if Gunnar Helm was still there and Brashard Smith wasn't a day 2 pick, then I would probably have taken Gunnar Helm for sure. Going to the Rams. Also, Torrey Horton. I like it. Liking the pick. He didn't get mocked here, but I like the pick for sure. But yeah, there's another tight end that got drafted that I think is pretty good value too. So we'll see how that goes here. Once again, guys, if you're watching and haven't hit the like button, Donovan Edwards goes. Hit the like button for us. I think we're up to 11 or likes or so, which is good. And then subscribe. If you're not subscribing and you're watching, hit that subscribe button. We're inching closer to 1,100 subscribers. We're going to be here all off season. If you want to get in rookie mock drafts, this is the time to do it. Because as we get closer to the NFL draft, I think we're going to get more people watching in general. So this is the time to easily get in these rookie mock drafts for sure. But yeah, and then join our Discord if you haven't. We do team reviews, trade questions get posted there almost every day. We're going to start some listener leagues together, all that fun stuff. I don't think Yacht Possum's with us, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and take Gunnar Helm here. Or did he just get drafted and I missed it? Nope. I'll go ahead and take him here at the 409. We got Bashal Tootin. Love it. You can make a lot of fun fantasy names with him. Yeah, for sure. Well, keep it going, man, because it's going to change. It's going to change and change and change. So we got to keep it going, get reps in and we'll see. And we do it I love doing it with all these people here because we get different perspectives and things like that. So, we see how the draft potentially could go because you just never know. As much as you prepare for it, your rookie draft is going to go a different way potentially. So I don't think the role is here, and I'll go ahead and take the other tight end that he's not even in here, or did you? Oh, Mason Taylor was the other tight end. Never mind. He already got drafted. Who would we take here? I don't know. We'll go ahead and take we'll just take Jarquez Hunter. Why not? Jarquez Hunter. So there you have it, guys. A couple Dynasty rookie drafts. Again, we're going to be doing these multiple times a week, Mondays, Thursdays, maybe Wednesday. We go live Mondays around 6 Eastern time, Wednesdays around 9:30 Eastern time. Thursdays is going to change all the time. Today it was 5:45 Eastern, but it might be a little bit later. It might be, probably no earlier than 5 or 6 Eastern. And then Saturday mornings, we go live as well. So we do, again, team reviews, trade questions, Q&As, whatever. If you guys have questions right now, I have a little bit more time, about 10 minutes or so that I can spare. If you guys have any questions, trade questions, rookie questions, anything like that. But, we put out a lot of content, Dynasty content, obviously. Rookie profiles, rookie scouting stuff, rankings, kind of dynasty price checks on the veteran players and stuff like that. Just kind of gauging the value of some of these veteran players and where they should be. All that fun stuff. Where would I value Olave right now? Yeah, he's a tough one. I fear that Olave is falling into that kind of player that Terry McLaurin and DJ Moore were. And, like Terry McLaurin, before he had Jaden Daniels was like, we know how good he is. The problem is he doesn't have the quarterback to consistently make him a top 12 guy, right? We know how good DJ Moore is, and he had that one season with Justin Fields. I think he's a buy. I think Olave is a buy. depending on how the person who has Olave is kind of valuing him. If they're kind of valuing him as like a low end wide receiver 2, then I'm fine with kind of buying on Olave at that price. If they're still valuing him as like a top 15, 17 guy, then I'm probably out on him. The truth of the matter is like Olave is probably going to be a wide receiver 2 until they get a better quarterback situation, unfortunately. So, Joseph says super flex league. I have the 104. My QB 2 is Derek Carr. I have 0 running backs. Do I lean Ward, Shador, or best player available, Marion, Travion, Burden, and try to snipe Milrow in the second? Yeah. Where is your second at? I assume it's at the 204, Joseph, if you're at the 104, 204. There could be Jalen. There could be Jackson Dart. There could be Will Howard. All those guys there. So, yeah, I'm basically gonna go best player available always. So if you feel that is Cam Ward, which I'm not gonna argue, like Cam Ward could be the 104 and best player available. If Omarion falls or whatever in a really good spot and you feel like he is, I would still just lean best player available. Definitely. That's how I would play it. I don't think these quarterbacks are good enough to reach on them because you need one, right? But if you do feel like Cam Ward is the 104, which I wouldn't really argue with necessarily. Like I could see Cam Ward as being the 104. So, I think I would go best player available there. Joseph, you should do a team review with us. Are you in our Discord, Joseph? I'm not sure if you are or not, but if you're not, join it. And then there's a it's free to join. And then there's a team review channel. We can kind of break down your team, see what kind of guys you can target, maybe to help you get a quarterback on your team or some running backs to buy low on. So, would you give up the 112 in a 12-team one quarterback? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I would in a one quarterback. I would probably do it in a super flex. I think I would still take the shot on Olave, like knowing that I'm probably buying Olave at his floor. I think that's important to remember with Olave. Is like he's considered a low end wide receiver 2 right now. He's wide receiver 23 in Keep Trade Cut, for example. That's probably his floor. The wide receiver 23, if he stays healthy, right? And so then you have the upside of a guy that I still think could be like a top 15 type of player. So I would 100% buy Olave for the 112, especially in a one quarterback. No problem, Joseph. No problem whatsoever. And I see that you joined. We had a couple people join, so awesome. Glad you guys joined here. Welcome in, Big Brad. Anytime you can get a first round NFL pick in the second round of a rookie draft, and say, yeah, absolutely. I'm curious how many players go in the first round, how many fantasy players go in the first round. I would guess 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would lean 8 are a lock, plus 9 if you count Travis Hunter. I would say Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, Ted McMillan, Ashton Genty, Tyler Warren, Luther Burden, Colston Loveland. And then I would say one of either Emeka Ibuka and Matthew Golden. One of those guys to me. There's going to be another wide receiver taken. So that makes 8. Travis Hunter, 9, if you consider him offense. With the possibility of 10, like with the possibility of Ibuka and Golden going first round. I'd be surprised. Maybe a running back sneaks in there. I'd be surprised if we get more than 10 or 11 first round picks, fantasy relevant guys here. But, that's still really good. That's almost the entire first round. I want to say 2022 is a lot worse. So, Any other questions, guys? I have just a few more minutes before I do have to take off. But again, we will be live Saturday morning doing a little bit more, maybe some rookie stuff, maybe some team reviews, or just some general Q&As and things like that. What about DK or Pickens with all his drama for the 112? Yes. Pickens, here's my thought about DK Metcalf is you see where he's ranked. He's ranked wide receiver 26, right? He's in the range of guys like, Pickens, but also guys like Zay Flowers, Addison, Jameson Williams. If I had to put money on a one of those players, let's just say talking about Zay Flowers, Jameson Williams, Addison, even Worthy probably, and Metcalf, that group of players. If I had to put money on, one of those guys finishing as a low-end wide receiver 2 / high-end wide receiver 3, I would lean towards the Addison Jameson group. But if I had to put money on one of those guys finishing as like a top 12 or 15 player, I think I'd put it on DK Metcalf. So I think with DK Metcalf, what you're getting is a guy who, again, you're probably buying him at his floor for at least another year. I would be very surprised if DK Metcalf, if he's healthy, is much lower than the wide receiver 26. And there's still that potential for him to be, have that season of being a top 12 guy. Really what he needs is the touchdowns. And it just hasn't really come with Seattle the last couple of years. But, the last 3 years combined, he has 19 touchdowns. And it feels like DK Metcalf should be closer to like a 30 touchdown, 10 touchdowns a year type of guy. Pickens is an interesting one. In a one quarterback, I'm fine with it, but I'm a little bit more scared, more afraid of the of Pickens. But that being said, he could, like, what if Pickens is off the Steelers after 2025 and he gets on a really good team? Like, we know he has the talent. It's just the volumes there. And they're not bringing Russell Wilson back, which means they might be bringing Fields back, which isn't great for Pickens. So I kind of lean towards wanting to keep the 112. But honestly, probably the better value is to take Pickens, if I'm being completely honest. Value your 2032 picks. Accordingly, there's an asteroid, 2.3% chance, man. Like, that's a chance. That's a chance. Is that like the highest percentage in a while? I remember hearing about that. So prepare accordingly. Go all in on 2031. Go all in. Sell all your picks, future picks. And that includes 2020, 2033, 2034. Yeah, that's just kind of my general thoughts on Metcalf is like for the next year, and there's a chance he gets traded. Like what if he goes to Buffalo or something, or the Chiefs, God forbid. I just think you're probably getting him at his floor, and he still has that potential to be a top 12 guy. He just needs a good touchdown season. He's never going to be a 100 catch, 1,500 yard guy, in my opinion. But like, could he be a 80 catch, 1,200, and then he gets 10 touchdowns? Could he be like what Terry McLaurin was this year? Absolutely. Like look at exactly what Terry McLaurin did this year. 80 for 1,113. Like Metcalf could do that. He could have a season like that for sure. Pickens going to follow the AB route, yeah, or the Chase Claypool route, or the Santonio Holmes or Mike Wallace. We're going way back with these guys. Steelers always seem to have these type of receivers. But that's my thoughts there. So I do have to take off here, guys, but I appreciate you all the support and everything. And gonna take off. We'll be back Saturday morning. I say Saturday morning. I think it's 12 Eastern is when we're gonna start. Saturday, 12 Eastern, so noon. And more kind of questions like this, maybe rookie draft and things like that. So join us then. Maybe we'll do a startup draft. Maybe we'll do something like that. But appreciate everyone for joining in, and I will see you all very, very soon.